Hey y'all, this is Daphne Alexandria. Welcome back to my channel where I help you support products for us by us. It's been a minute, child. Hey y'all, this is Daphne Alexandria. Welcome back to my channel where I help you support products made for us by us, okay? It has been a minute since I've uploaded a video. I know, honestly, work and all kinds of things in my life have been crazy, so I have not had capacity to film very much, but I wanted to come on to talk about protective styles. As you guys can see, I have these beautiful knotless braids that were recently installed and I am completely in love with them. But I think it's so important to talk about our hair health while we have these protective styles in. I feel like growing up, there were a lot of things that I did not understand about how to maintain my hair and take care of it and prepare my hair before I installed a protective style. And so there were definitely, like, there was a time when I was 12 and I got these beautiful braids. I loved them, but I did not moisturize my hair the entire time the braids were in. And then I took them out and of course my hair was so dry and brittle. It was breaking a lot. I didn't detangle my hair before I shampooed it. So all of that hair that was shed throughout the time that I had the braids just got all matted and tangled into my hair. It was a disaster. And I thought, oh my gosh, I can't get braids again because look at what happens to my hair. I had to like get a serious haircut and cut my hair to my shoulders, and it was really in really bad shape. It was so unhealthy. But that wasn't the braids' fault. It was me not taking proper care of my hair and not understanding how to take care of my hair while it was in that style. And I keep seeing, like, I've seen some weird clips going around Instagram where someone was using like rubbing alcohol to clean their scalp while their braids were in. Just like some crazy stuff that gets circulated where we either don't know the right way to take care of our hair in a protective style, or there's completely wrong information that's out there. So I have come to find a routine that I think works really well for me for when my hair is in braids. Obviously, I am not a hairstylist or anything like that, but I feel like I really know my hair and what works well for it. And so to the extent that it's helpful to other people, I wanted to go ahead and tell you guys the steps that I take to take care of my hair. So I think this is going to be kind of like a braid series that I want to do. And so for this video, I'll talk about some of the benefits of knotless braids as compared to traditional box braids, and then tell you guys how I prepared my hair for this style. Hopefully this will be helpful to you guys. I feel really passionate about this for some reason, but I feel like it's so important to just really take care of our hair under these protective styles because they really are an amazing tool for reaching your you know, your length goals and all of that, and for aiding your length retention. But we have to understand the right ways to really make these styles work to their best benefit and help us out. So to start off by talking about some of the benefits of knotless braids as compared to traditional box braids. The biggest and best benefit from my perspective is that knotless braids put so much less tension on your scalp and your actual hair strands in the installation process. Listen, y'all, I think most of us at this point, at least if you've gotten braids, which I think many Black women have, those traditional box braids and the method of taking the extension hair and wrapping it around the piece of hair at the root to braid it down, we know what it's like to have those braiders that they'll take every little baby hair and yank it up in there and attach it so tightly to your head that it is painful. And we stop going to braiders that damage our hair that way. There are so many people who deal with traction alopecia where literally over time, if you've been getting those types of really tight braids for years, your scalp is damaged, and sometimes it's permanently. If you are in any kind of severe discomfort at the salon, I mean, some people are in tears when they're leaving the salon because their hair is so tight. Please do not let people do that to your scalp and to your hair. It is not okay. Don't accept that. I know we want these styles are expensive. We want them to last as long as possible, but you know, it's not worth your scalp health and it's not worth going bald at your edges because people are making your hair so tight. So what's great about knotless braids, I kind of went on a tangent there, but it all ties back to the point that knotless braids do not cause any kind of tension like that at all. You still feel a little tension just from, like, you know, a fresh style, but nothing like what I've experienced in the past with certain traditional box braids, and especially when you have a braider that does not care at all about your scalp health. They're just so light and natural looking at the top because they actually start with your own hair and then they gradually weave the extension into your hair little by little as they go down. So there isn't so much tension at your scalp from that like wraparound method that traditional box braids use. And because they tend to use less hair, as I said, they kind of go weave the hair in as they work their way down the braid instead of having this big chunk of hair that's wrapped around at the top and braiding that down. There's less tension on your hair strands as well. So these braids are so lightweight, like they basically feel like the weight of my actual hair, which is pretty weightless. So if I put these in a bun on top of my head, they don't feel really heavy. My head's not like wobbling around under the weight of the braids. They're super lightweight and super natural, so I absolutely love that. And another benefit kind of tied to that is that you can start styling your hair immediately if you have knotless braids. Like pretty much immediately you can put your hair up in a bun. You know, it still might be a little bit taut, especially at the edges, but like nothing like the tension and the pain sometimes that you have from traditional box braids. I was able to go to sleep the same night that I got these braids done super comfortably. I wasn't, you know, I didn't have to like sleep sitting up because they were causing me pain or discomfort or anything like that. You can start styling these bad boys immediately. I know sometimes for knotless braids people say that a con is that sometimes they don't last as long as traditional box braids. That hasn't been my experience with them. I've gotten knotless braids once before and they actually lasted really well. They were a little bit smaller than the ones that I have now, like the parts on my scalp were a little bit smaller. These are like medium-sized braids, but they lasted really well. They lasted for 8 weeks. That was with me washing them every 2 weeks and spraying leave-ins on my hair pretty much every day or every other day. So of course, you know, they'll start to frizz up a little bit over time, but mine held up super well. And honestly, again, I know these cost so much money, but at the end of the day, the health of your hair is so much more important than the longevity of a style. So for me, even if they did happen to not last quite as long as, you know, more traditional box braids, I personally am fine with that because I want my hair to be healthy, and I want my scalp to stay healthy, and I want to keep my edges. So for me, the pros definitely outweigh the cons or potential cons of knotless box braids personally. One other thing to consider is that sometimes knotless braids do cost a little bit more, and sometimes it can take a little bit more time to install, just because it can take a bit more time when you're starting the braid off with the person's actual hair. But these braids for me actually didn't take very long at all. They took about 4 hours, and they're pretty long. They go down to my waist, so these took 4 hours, but like I said, they're medium sized, but it didn't take crazy long. And now for this next part of the video, I wanted to go into more detail about how I actually prepared my hair for this protective style. It's going to be a while before you're able to actually touch and really manipulate or do anything to your actual hair strand. So you want to make sure it's as strong and healthy as possible going into the braids or whatever protective style you're doing, whether it's crochet or wigs, weaves, whatever the case might be. You gotta make sure that your hair is well prepared for going into the style. So first and foremost, I was extra careful to make sure that I did not skip any deep conditioning sessions in the weeks leading up to the braids. I knew I was going to get them, so I made sure that I had some really good deep conditioning sessions, got a lot of moisture into my hair. If you are dealing with any kind of scalp issues like severe dandruff or anything like that, or if your hair is just really not feeling super healthy and it's not in the best shape, you want to make sure that you take some steps to start to remedy that in the 6 to 8 weeks leading up to whenever you're getting your protective style, because any issues that are present before you get the style, oftentimes the style could really actually exacerbate whatever the issue might be. So you want to make sure that your hair is as healthy as possible going into the protective style and taking extra good care of your hair. It's not a time to neglect your hair, and your hair care routine before you get those braids or whatever your protective style is. And then for the actual day that I was getting my braids, my appointment was later in the afternoon, so I spent the morning really preparing my hair for the protective style. Step one was I used a moisturizing pre-poo treatment. That day I reached for this banana coconut moisturizing and softening pre-poo shampoo treatment from the black owned brand Naturelle Grow. This product has a really awesome consistency. It kind of reminds me of the Kiki Curly Not Today leave-in detangler, kind of that really lightweight, almost kind of watery leave-in consistency, but so much slip, and it smells amazing. It smells kind of like banana Laffy Taffy. Yeah, it smells super good and fruity and sweet. So I just detangled my hair in, I think I used split it up into 4 sections and spritzed it with water and applied this pre-poo. It's super moisturizing. I enjoy pre-pooing in general and definitely recommend it in general for your hair care regimen, but I thought it was a really nice step to start off my pre-braid kind of hair care routine to get some moisture into my hair. Next, I went in with a couple of clarifiers for my hair. Again, I'm not a hairstylist, I'm just telling you guys the things that have worked well for me, but I find that it's really important to make sure that my hair and my scalp are super clean and fresh before they go into a protective style, because again, like I said, that's going to be your last time kind of really getting to get in there and put products right onto your hair directly. And also, you don't want to put your hair into a protective style when you have a lot of product buildup on your scalp or on your hair, because it's going to be that much harder to moisturize your hair while it's tucked away into your style. I like to make sure that I have a nice super clean base for my hair, so that as I apply any leave-in sprays or braid sprays on top of that as the weeks go by, there's a nice super clean, squeaky clean kind of base. So I used this Rasool and Bentonite Clay shampoo bar from Bask and Bloom, another black owned brand. I'm sorry, the box has I put the shampoo bar on top of the box and it kind of left this residue, so I'm not going to do a close-up of this in the camera, but I will probably insert a picture of this. But it has Rasool and Bentonite Clay, so awesome clarifying ingredients to really strip your hair of any nonsense that's built up on it over time. I also actually went in with this Dr. Bronner's Castile soap. This is their peppermint one, but they have a lot of different flavors, so to speak, or you know what I mean. They have different types of it, and I love the peppermint one. It has amazing tingling effects because there's a lot of peppermint essential oil in this, and this again just really helped to make sure that my scalp was super clean. And Castile soap is great because it's not overly crazy stripping. So I used both of these. I think, what did I do? I think I went in with the shampoo bar first and did a round with this, and then went in with this afterwards. And my hair was squeaky clean by the end of it, which I don't usually like for my hair to feel like that. But again, going into braids, I think it's important that your hair is super clean. So that's what I did. Next up were my protein treatments. So I think it's super important to make sure that your hair is really strong going into the braids, because you're adding this extension to it. Even though knotless braids apply a lot less tension to your scalp and your hair, there's still some, because you're adding this additional extension here to your scalp. You're attaching it to your scalp, so there is still some tension that happens from that. And then of course, you know, there's some manipulation of your hair at the installation step as well. So you want to make sure that your hair is really strong and fortified and prepared for the whole process that it's about to undergo. Especially for me, I would say that I have hair, like my actual hair strands, even though my hair gets really big and a lot of volume, the actual strands themselves are very fine and they can break really easily if I don't pay very close attention to my moisture protein balance. I definitely can fall susceptible to having like too much moisture, and then my hair can just start to break off like crazy. So while my hair is in braids, I really make sure to use sprays and things like that that have a good moisture protein balance. I'll talk more about that in another video of what I actually use when once my hair is in the braids. But in preparation for them, I like to use some protein treatments to make sure my hair is really strong. One of the products that I used was this superfood hair mayonnaise from Negés Banda, which is a Haitian brand. This brand, y'all, is amazing. I actually have a discount code for this brand, which I'll probably try to insert here on the video. If not, it'll definitely be in the description box below. But this brand, everything that I have tried from them is ridiculously good. Like, I'm not just saying that, like, these products are amazing. If you think about the Africa's Best hair mayonnaise or the organic root stimulator hair mayonnaise that a lot of us used growing up bought from the drugstore, I would say that this is very similar to that, but just kind of like a step above in terms of the quality of the ingredients. It has this awesome green color because it has green tea in it. There's keratin and different egg proteins in this, broccoli seed oil. It is absolutely amazing. There's also avocado extract in this. I love this. It is super moisturizing. Like I said, my hair was kind of squeaking because I made sure it was super clean, and immediately the second I put this on my hair, like, moisture just started to be restored. I could feel it. It has great slip, so it's awesome for detangling, but it still was very strengthening for my hair. So this is great, and it's an awesome balance of, you know, moisture and protein. So I absolutely love this and highly recommend. The other product that I added on top of this hair mayonnaise from Negés Banda was this Aphogee Keratin 2-minute Reconstructor conditioner. I've used this before over the years, especially in times when my hair was really badly damaged from just too much heat and straightening. Aphogee comes with it when it comes to restoring your hair. If you have super damaged hair, like I said, from either heat damage or from too much color treatments or anything like that, I'm telling you, this brand can really help to restore your hair. So this, I mainly focus it on my ends, but these products are great because they're a nice balance of moisture and protein. They don't make my hair feel overly hard. My hair still feels moisturized, but I definitely feel it have, like, when I rinse it out, my hair feels like it has more structure and it's not like as noodly. I don't know if that makes sense, but these are really great products. So I split my hair up into like 8 sections, I think I did, and made sure I thoroughly detangled my hair with these products, made sure that the conditioner was thoroughly distributed throughout all of the sections, and then I used my heat cap from Thermal Hair Care, put it on top over a plastic cap, and let that just sit in my hair for about 30 minutes to really let the heat open up my hair follicles and my hair strands and really get that protein in there. And the next step was blow drying my hair. So the 2 products that I used at the blow drying step were this Jamaican Black Castor Oil Strengthen and Restore Leave-In Conditioner from Shea Moisture, which I think many of us know and love. And then I also used this Aphogee Keratin and Green Tea Restructurizer, which is meant to really help to strengthen your hair and protect it from any color or heat services that you are using. And it's very pH balanced and pH optimized. Just went section by section, took a bit of this leave-in, not a lot because I didn't want my hair to be like super thick or heavy or greasy, but I used a good amount of it. I paid extra care and attention to my ends and made sure that those were nicely saturated with the products. And then on top of that, I just sprayed a bit of the Restructurizer into my hand and kind of ran that on top of the section over this leave-in, and they paired pretty nicely. They didn't cause any kind of, like, you know, weird reaction in my hair. So this worked, at least for me. These worked really well together. Again, like I said, Aphogee is just an amazing brand for either helping to restore your hair if it's already been damaged or helping to prevent damage. So anytime I reach for heat tools, I pull out my Aphogee because it's amazing for protecting your hair. And then last but not least, to actually blow dry my hair and go through the process, use this Revlon paddle brush, like handheld blow dryer. And as you can see, it has like all of the teeth and the base of a paddle brush. It's really great. You just kind of, I started off at the ends of the section and then worked my way up. And it has a few different settings. There's off, cool, low, and high. So I started on low heat and started at my ends, like I said, and worked my way up. Just went through with the low heat, and then once the section started to dry off, I flipped over to high heat and continued on until the section was fully dry. This is an awesome tool. It makes blow drying a lot faster and a lot easier. So I just went through and did that for each of the 8 sections that I had around my head. And also what I did was, once the section was fully blow dried, I just went and trimmed the very ends very minimally, just a light dusting, but I wanted to make sure that the ends felt smooth, no single strand knots or split ends or anything like that. I know this sounds like a lot, and it kind of is a lot of steps, but my hair was really healthy and very well prepped for going into the braids, and it was in awesome shape, so I feel good about the state it was in. Now I just gotta maintain it so that it can grow. So that's it for today's video. I hope that this is helpful. If you have any questions, or if you have other tips and ideas of things that you do to protect your hair going into a protective style, and prep your hair for a protective style, please go ahead and comment it below. I would love to see other tips that you guys use, or if you agree or disagree with any of the things that I mentioned in this video, go ahead and comment down below as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like I said, I think I want to film another video where I talk about the products that I use to maintain the health of my hair while it's in a protective style. Go ahead and give this video a like. Follow me on Instagram at Daphne.Alexandria. My Instagram is a bit more active, so if you want to hear a bit more about different Black-owned brands, go ahead and follow me there, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.